Hello guys, my name is Aubrey Chauke and I'm a tutor for accounting. I'm going to do a presentation on how to prepare successfully for examinations. This presentation is my special dedication to all the learners who are going to write their final examinations, and I hope that this will make a difference in your studies. You may have a question on who Aubrey Chauke is. I'm a tutor for accounting, offering my services to all the learners who are between grade 10 and 12 doing accounting, and I also cater for university students who have accounting as one of the modules that they must do, with the NQF level being level 4. I am also the founder of achauketutorials. I am a master's in business management candidate. I hold a BCom honors degree in business management conferred to me with a cum laude. I also hold a BCom business management degree conferred to me with a cum laude. Finally, I'm a member of Golden Key International Honor Society, and I'm also an alumni for Enke and Jasa Investec. I'm going to share the steps of studying successfully with you, starting with step number 1. You must have a positive mindset about studying. The reason why you need to have a positive mindset about studying is because most people look at studying as a punishment to them. They don't look studying as an opportunity for them to gain knowledge. So I want to advise you that when you prepare for these examinations, look at the studying process as a way of you obtaining knowledge, the knowledge that you'll be able to apply not just in your studies but also in your life. And also, you must remember that it is said that your attitude determines your altitude. So you want to make sure that you have a positive mindset about studying. In conclusion, look at studying as an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself and fill yourself with knowledge, the knowledge that will help you in the future. The second thing is that you must know what to study. This is because knowing what to study makes things easy for you. You now no longer have to study the entire textbook. You know exactly the chapters that you are going to be focusing on, and knowing the chapters that you're going to be focusing on reduces your workload compared to someone who doesn't know the chapters that they have to study in order for them to be ready for the examinations. So the only way you can know what to study is when you are in touch with your lecturers or your teachers, and you must also maybe ask your students on what they said you should focus on, just so that you can be so sure. The third thing is that you must study in an environment that is less noisy. This is because if you will be studying in a noisy environment, you'll be distracted, and that's the last thing you want. And also, studying in an environment that is less noisy makes things easy for you. It makes it easy for you to be able to comprehend whatever that you would have studied. When you are studying in a less noisy environment, you are able to grasp content. You are able to comprehend things easily, unlike someone who is studying in an environment that is so noisy. The next thing to do is to study while you still have time. Don't wait for last minute. Don't do things by the last minute principle. When you wait for the last minute, you put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Remember, these are your final examinations and you want to do well. So when you study while you still have time, you reduce the pressure from yourself. And most of you, your final examination results will help you to score bursaries. So you want to make sure that you study while you still have time. You plan your things carefully so that you don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Pressure is not good for grades. The disadvantage of not studying while you still have time is that it creates a situation where you panic unnecessarily. You panic over the things that you are supposed to know. So you want to make sure that you avoid studying during last minutes. The next thing to do is to divide your workload into manageable segments. Remember, there's a saying that says, Rome was not built in one day. You cannot do everything all at once. So dividing your chapters, dividing whatever that you need to study into small manageable segments will simplify things for you. It will help you to be able to plan on when to do what and when to do what and so forth. So when you divide your workload, it becomes easy for you to be able to focus on particular parts and actually be able to recall them. So you want to make sure that you divide your workload into segments that you can manage easily without strain. The next thing you want to do is to avoid to ask your fellow learners on their progress. This creates an unnecessary pressure for you. Remember, as people, we understand things in different ways. For somebody, it may be too quick for them to understand, but for you, it may take long. So you want to make sure that you avoid asking people on how far they are. You don't want to create unnecessary pressure for yourself. Move at your own pace. And then you can only move at your own pace when you stop asking your fellow learners how far they are. The other thing is to assess yourself using past question papers. This will give you an added advantage because you go into your examination room knowing or having an idea on what to expect. There are some questions that your examiners might repeat. So when you use past question papers, you have an opportunity of doing well in your studies. And also remember that, the more you familiarize with yourself with past question papers, you are able to see how the examiners set questions. You are able to see how they ask questions. So as a result, this becomes easy for you. When you go into your examination, you go there being familiar with the questions that they ask, and you're also not going to waste time trying to understand what is it exactly that your examiner is asking. Another thing is that where possible, you must tackle the assessments that you did during the year with your friends. Remember that sometimes you may struggle to understand what your teacher is saying, but your friend may be able to explain that particular thing in a way that you can understand. So always working with your friends, make things easy for you, because your friends are the people you are used to. They are the people that you understand. So you will be free to ask them questions. So doing those assessments, going through those past question papers with them will actually help you a lot. And sometimes, when we study in groups or when we study with friends, we are able to help each other. We are able to identify the areas where we are struggling, and your friends are able to step in and assist you and explain to you and actually guide you on how you can tackle those questions. We are also able to learn from each other. Remember, we cannot exist in isolation, and there's always a particular topic that that a particular friend is good at, and that gives you an opportunity to at least do well in that question, because they would have explained to you in a way that you can understand. The next thing is to ask questions when you don't understand. But this one may be tricky because normally during examinations, our teachers are not allowed to help us with anything related to the exam. So maybe in this case, you may want to get yourself a tutor. You may also maybe want to ask the questions from your friends because they may have a better understanding on the question that you are struggling with. And the next thing is to get yourself a tutor to assist you if you do not understand some things. Remember that tutors are the people who have done this subject that you are dealing with previously. So they have an added advantage. They have knowledge that they can share with you. They have some tips that they can give you, the tips that you can use to do well in your studies. So having a tutor is actually an advantage to you. Remember that a tutor will work through a question with you, explain to you in a language that you can understand. So getting yourself a tutor is a good investment that you can make. And the last thing is that you must get enough rest. Guys, it's very important to rest. I cannot stress on this more than I'm doing now. It's so important that you rest, guys. Get enough rest. Remember, your mind needs to be active when you write this exam. So sleep enough. Make sure that you sleep. This is why it's important for you to prepare yourself in advance, so that the night before the exam you get to rest the required hours. Get a minimum of at least 7 hours rest. This is very important, guys. And if you are a person who believes in praying, pray for your examinations so that you can do well. And last but not least, be in time, guys. Make sure that you at least arrive 15 minutes before you start your exam. This is because you'll want to check where you are supposed to be sitting. You want to check your seat number and so forth. So make sure that you arrive early so that you can avoid crisis. And as I conclude, this is my message for you guys. Remember that you are starting the beginning of your journey to success. Remember that if you do not spend time preparing, you will spend it repairing. And I know that you don't want to spend time repairing. So guys, please make sure that you prepare in time. Make sure that you prepare for those exams so that you can ace them. And should you struggle with your accounting preparation for the exams, know that achauketutorials.co.za will gladly jump at the opportunity to make a difference in your studies. We will personally create a session for you at an affordable price. You can visit our website at www.achauketutorials.co.za for more information on how you can reach us. These are the contact details of achauketutorials, how you can reach us. You can decide which one is suitable for you. You can reach us through calling us or WhatsApping us on 081-426-2030, or you can also follow us on Twitter at achauketutorials. You can like our Facebook page at achauketutorials.co.za, and God will richly bless you. All the best for your exams. Know that we believe in you. Know that you've got what it takes. May God bless you with all your heart's desires. Stay blessed.